So unfortunately, I think it's time that I come out and say my side of the story. I wrote some notes down that I'm gonna read. One, because I'm nervous. Anyone who knows me knows that I'm a shy person. I am a private person. I do not like all of my business out in the world for everyone to see and know. But that is just the situation that we're in right now. Out of my control. But I feel like it's important in order for me to move on from this and to clear everything up, that I state the truth. So there was a time in which Tyler was one of my best friends. Even now, he's still the father of my 3 beautiful children. And considering that, my intent here is not to bash Tyler. However, as a mother, I'm compelled to defend my babies and myself and attempt to protect them from a narrative that just must end. A narrative that is not only purely inaccurate, but unfair to my children and myself. So with that being said, here it is. Okay. In regards to our oldest child, Cairo, Tyler was initially only supposed to be helping me and my ex-wife. He was helping us conceive. It was understood that Tyler was not supposed to assume a father role in Kai's life, hence my ex-wife's name being on the birth certificate. Shortly prior to me giving birth to Cairo, my ex-wife left me and moved back to her home state of California. She flew back for Kai's birth, packed the rest of her things, and then moved back to California. My ex-wife and I originally planned and agreed to co-parent as best as we could across the country. But things were very, very rocky for us. Soon after, my ex-wife petitioned the court for full custody of Cairo. It was then that things started to shift. Tyler, as my best friend, was there for me, helping me through this extremely, extremely tough time in my life. And for that, I'll always be thankful for him, and I wouldn't change a thing. Suddenly, one day I received a text from Tyler, and he asked me if I would be okay with him being a father to Cairo, because he did not want Cairo to be raised by a single mother as he had. So we spoke about this. We had a deep discussion about what that would mean for him to be stepping up as a father to Cairo, and what it would look like as far as financial responsibility, helping out, being an active parent in his life, being present. And after much thought and consideration, I agreed to this proposition from Tyler. Since that moment when Cairo, Tyler has been considered to be and has acted as a father to Cairo. All right. So now as far as the twins, unlike Cairo, the twins were simply unplanned. If that needs to be spelled out for some people, Callie and Kamari are the results of natural, unplanned intercourse with absolutely no complexity surrounding parentage. They were conceived before Cairo turned 1, and I fully admit, I have not always been the most comfortable with that truth, due to the fact that I've lived the majority of my life as a lesbian. Nonetheless, it is exactly that, the truth. Tyler was there with me the entire way, extremely supportive. We went to doctor's appointments together. We even were living together. He was there throughout my entire pregnancy, at the time of the delivery, and throughout my entire stay in the hospital after birth. He signed the birth certificates. He cut the umbilical cords. Yeah. His mom and sister came and visited me in the hospital, visited us in the hospital. after the twins were born, etc. Again, there has never been any confusion or additional context surrounding the twins' origin. We left the hospital as parents of 3 children. Tyler and I, as I already said, like, we lived together for over a year in an attempt to give the kids a 2-parent household, with the understanding that we were still gonna be dating other people. Yeah. So, as I already implied with that, I will say Tyler and I have never officially been together. We never truly dated. But we had these kids, and we were raising these kids together. We were co-parenting these children together. And we were legit, or I felt like we were best friends. I truly hate that I had to provide an explanation in hopes of defending myself and my children. I just could not continue to sit back and allow what was being said about me and the kids to continue on and just be lied on and just sit here. What's further upsetting is that Tyler was at my house the day before he left for this show. He came to see the kids. He came to say goodbye. I wished him luck. So this is why it's just very hard for me to understand what happened. The kids even sent him a video on his birthday last year while he was in the pods, wishing him a happy birthday. So in my head, there was a chance he was going to find love. I wished this for him. I just did not think that meant that he would neglect his children. After Tyler got back from Mexico, he reached out to me. He let me know he was alive. It wasn't until I began asking him like when he was going to see the kids that I started to notice something was off. I let him know that the kids missed him. I updated him on like their lives, but I could tell things were off. He kept giving excuses as to why he couldn't see them. And then one day I noticed that he deleted his Facebook, which is where all the pictures that he would post of the kids and him with the kids, that's where all the pictures were. And once I saw that he deleted his Facebook, I instantly knew what he was doing. And I was completely heartbroken for my children. I thought everything was okay between us. I never imagined or thought that he would attempt to disown our kids. We even discussed me and the kids possibly being at the wedding prior to him leaving, if he had made it that far. So it's honestly just all really surreal. I was and continue to be completely disappointed by all this, and how he was ignoring my requests for help with the children and like just seeing them. So I decided, and I continue to fight for all the back child support that he owes me. I filed for contempt of court, and that is ongoing. And also out of disappointment, I also filed to change the twins' last names so that they could all have the same last name. I want to add, in fairness, I understand that there is an argument to suggest that despite him wanting and accepting the role as Kai's dad, that maybe he doesn't or shouldn't have any responsibility for Cairo. While I and the courts at this point disagree, I respect this argument. However, there's nothing and absolutely no context that exists that would suggest the same for the twins. With that, Tyler hasn't spoken to or seen the kids since September 30th of 2023. That was the day before he left for this show. And that's why I'm so beyond hurt and angry with him about all of this. Because it just didn't have to be this way. It shouldn't be this way. I completely supported his decision to go on this show. I wanted him to find love. I wanted him to find happiness. I just didn't think that involved disowning his kids in any way. I can't wrap my head around why he felt the best way to do that would be to cut off the kids, then to make matters worse, lie on national television and say they're merely sperm babies and they don't know what he looks like. Yeah, that it all hurts. I understand this is for everyone's entertainment, but this is our real lives. And it sucks. It really sucks. But if the intent here was to protect me and the children, although I appreciate that, as their mother, I feel like the best way to do that would have been to maybe not speak about children at all on the show. My brain does not understand how going on the show on national television and denouncing them to sperm babies is protecting them. And with this, my heart is truly completely broken for my children and for myself. I lost my best friend. My children have been disowned and at this point disrespected by their father. I just pray every single day that they don't grow up and see any of this, and just ready for it all to be over, and praying that at some point I start getting the financial support that I feel like we are owed.